Hi, we are back to cover another basic skill for IELTS writing task. Okay, so the basic skill that we will cover in this session would be tenses. Alright, I have been sleeping in the past. I am feeling sleepy. I slept last night. So all the sentences that I have just mentioned just now serves different function and is pronounced and uses different tenses. Because why? Because it depends on the time of when the activity happened, right? Okay, so when we talk about using tenses for IELTS writing tasks, okay, it doesn't matter one or two, but especially for writing task one, on your IELTS graph or chart or map or diagram or table, you might find dates. Okay, so those dates or those years or those period of time will tell you what tense that you should use in your um, writing. Okay, so for example, if there are no dates being stated in your data, then you have to use present tense in describing the data. If there are dates in the past, for example, this year is already 2020, so the data shows dates such as, like, for example, 2019, 2000, 1995, then it definitely means that you have to use the past tense to describe the data. And then there may be some instances where the dates are in the future, for example, 2035 or 2021. 2021 has not happened yet, right? So you have to use some form of future tense, okay? And there are some instances where these dates that you get, it spans between both the past and the future. So you have to alternate between using past tense and future tense, okay? All right, so you will normally use verbs in the past tense when describing when describing the trends, but make sure that you look for the dates to confirm which tense to use, right? Okay, so among the tenses that you can look out for would be present simple tense. So the function is to describe what the graph shows us now, right now. For example, you want to write, normally you begin with the introduction or the overview by writing the line graph compares. So compares is in the present tense, or a strong correlation is suggested. Okay, so it is still present simple tense, right? Okay, next we have the past simple tense, or the past tense, which functions to describe the past years. For example, from year 2000 until 2019, for example. Okay, but when we talk about 2020, year 2020, it is still in the present tense, right? For example, among the sentences or sample sentences, prices of both oil and food rose. So the verb rose is in the past tense. The trends for both commodities were very similar. The average global oil price was close to $25, and then the other two sentences, stood and remained, are in the past simple tense. All right? So what's next? We have past perfect tense. So past perfect tense functions to describe what happened before and up to a past time. For example, by 2017, the average oil price had more than doubled. Okay, so the verb had, and doubled would be in the past perfect tense. All right. And then lastly, we have the future simple tense, which functions to indicate an action or trend that will happen in the future. For example, especially when you get the data and you see that the year or the date is not happening yet, then definitely for that particular description of data, you have to use the past tense. For example, the percentage of online learning products purchased on Lazada will increase significantly in the past in the next 2 years. Okay, so will increase is the future tense that you should use when you get years or dates that is not happening yet. All right, so that is all for tenses. Exercises coming up after this.